guys, it's Cindy Leach, your polymer clay tutor, and today in the PcT Test Lab, I'm going to show you how to tint liquid polymer clay with alcohol ink. Now, the reason why I thought of this was that Sculpey just sent me a brand new bottle of liquid bakeable clay in Pearl, and this is one of their new launches for this year. And you may be familiar with the gold and the silver that they launched before. And I have videos on that, so you'll want to check that out. But I was thinking, since they have gold and silver, wouldn't it be fun to have a bunch of different colors of the Pearly clay? So I thought I would start experimenting with mixing alcohol inks in. Then it kind of went crazy, and I started mixing it with all the different brands of liquid polymer clay just to see how they would compare. So these are the results that I have. Now, the different clays, different liquid clays that I have mixed alcohol ink into are, and I'll just kind of go in the row here. I've got Kato Liquid Polyclay in clear. Now, Kato Polyclay liquid also comes in some colored ones. I'm just using the clear here. I also have Stadler Fimo Liquid Gel, and that's clear as well. I don't think they have any other tinted ones. This is Translucent Liquid Sculpey. Now they have changed their name to Sculpey Liquid Bakeable Clay. Now we used to call Translucent Liquid Sculpey TLS, but I don't think I really want to call this SLBC. It seems too hard. So we'll just call it Liquid Sculpey. And this is the Pearl. This is the Liquid Sculpey Silver and Liquid Sculpey Gold. Now I've kind of put all the different brands in a line straight down from the bottle there, so you know which ones I've mixed them with. And then the alcohol ink that I mixed them with is some of the alcohol inks that Jacquard sent me from their Pinata line. Now Pinata has a ton of different colors and they're really fun. I just thought I would keep this pretty simple by just using 3 basic colors and then doing a mix at the end. The colors I chose were Senorita Magenta, Sapphire Blue, and Sunbright Yellow. And then I took the Sapphire Blue and the Sunbright Yellow and I mixed them together to make this green color. So I'll just show you quickly how I did it, and then I will show you how they ended up. These are all baked samples here, but I'll show you how I mix them together. And I've got a glass tile here. It doesn't have to be orange. I just happen to have an orange one. It's nice and smooth, so it's a nice thing to bake something like this on. And you can just peel it right up off after. So I'll just set that to the side. And all I did was, and I'll do the new Pearl to show you what it's like. All I did was take a pea-size drop of the liquid clay, and I did the same thing for each of the colors. And then I put 1 drop of the alcohol ink in. So here's 1 drop of the Senorita Magenta. Now, the funny thing that kind of happened when I mixed them into the clay is that it turned almost electric colored, like very fluorescent. And it doesn't do that always when you're using it. But all I did was just mix it with a little knife. Now, notice that I mixed that one right away. If you let the alcohol ink dry a little before you start mixing it into the clay, you'll get speckles in it. And I'll show you that in one of the samples up here where I figured that out by messing up. Then all I did was just scrape off this little amount and spread it onto a tile to bake. And I tried to make it nice and thin so that we could see if it was transparent or not. I also, for some of the colors, let me just wipe that off. This cleans up really nicely with a baby wipe or with a paper towel and rubbing alcohol. So if you're wondering how to clean all that up, that's a good one to do. Okay, so I baked all of these samples at 275 Fahrenheit, which is 130 Celsius. All of these brands, except for the Fimo, so these other brands here, the Sculpey and the Kato Polyclay, they all say to bake at 275 Fahrenheit. and the Fimo says to bake at 265. It's so close, and liquid polymer clays tend to like to be baked a little hotter anyways. They make them more translucent. So I just baked them all at 275, and I didn't see any harm to the Fimo liquid. And it was just going to be easier for me. And then I baked them all for 1 hour. I really wanted them to be nice and clear and as strong as possible. I wanted to see how they would, whether the alcohol ink would, change their color, and whether they would change their consistency or anything once they were baked. So these are all the samples of the clay up here, baked with no alcohol ink in them. So I will just kind of lift them up from the surface because they're quite clear. This is the Kato Liquid Clay. It is slightly yellower, but it's very, very clear and very shiny. Here is the Fimo Liquid. Now it is the most clear. In fact, it's hard to even see here. Let me just grab onto it. It is like cellophane, this stuff. It is super clear and super white. And not quite as shiny, actually, as the Fimo Liquid, or the Kato, but it's really quite clear. And you'll find that if you bake on a shiny glass tile, the back side is super shiny. And the top side is a little bit more matte on all of these ones, especially the Sculpey liquids. Okay, so here's the TLS, the Sculpey, translucent Sculpey. It isn't quite as clear as the other two, but it is quite translucent. It's super shiny on the back side, but a little bit matte on the front side. Now here's the new Pearl. It is really pretty and sparkly. Hopefully the camera picks up on that. It's just got a real nice shimmer. It looks like it's got Pearl X powder in there or something very similar. And the Pearl is quite neutral. It doesn't have, it's neutral. There's no real color to it. It's just pearly kind of tint to it. Now here is the silver. It's pretty similar to the Pearl, only it has a silvery gray kind of tint to it. Now these are still quite translucent. So they've basically just taken the translucent Liquid Sculpey and added a mica powder to it. Now here is the gold, and it is obviously more gold than the rest. So you can see it when you mix in the alcohol inks, that the gold one is affected by the, it does shift in color. Okay, so here are all the colors baked up. I did notice that the Kato Liquid Clay in the pinks changed color slightly. It looks a little darker. These other ones, like the Fimo Liquid, almost, it gets so clear, but when you hold it at an angle, it looks quite orange, kind of fluorescent. I'm hoping the camera picks that up too. But when you see it at an angle, it has a very cool look to it. The Liquid Sculpey, same thing. Look at how it looks with that Senorita Magenta in there. It has a very fluorescent kind of cool look to it. Now with it is very pretty in the Pearl as well. It gets a little bit darker with the silver, and then it goes a little bit more coral. Now the camera, I don't know if you're going to be able to see any of that, but it looks a little bit more coral mixed with the gold, which makes total sense with all those gold particles in it. Now, here's the blue line here. It might be fairly obvious to see. The I don't want to go through it too picky. The gold looks fairly teal when it's mixed with the blue. So it got quite a bit darker. Now here is I'll go back over here to the Fimo. Let's pick this up. The Fimo, here's the one where I mixed it after it got a little too dry, and see the dry particles of the alcohol ink stayed quite speckled. It has a very cool look, but it isn't quite what I meant to do. And you'll see that it isn't a Fimo thing, it's just a me thing because the yellow here is really, really clear. There's no problem. I mixed that one a little faster than I mixed the other ones. I thought I was being smart by putting drops all the way along, and obviously not. Now this one here, you'll see it's quite a bit different color. I think that was user error. I think that what I did was maybe put a bigger drop of the blue and a smaller drop of the yellow on this one, because I can see bits of the other color green in here that's much more similar to this. So kind of ignore the color shift there. And then all these other colors, the pearl and the silver look pretty close here, but it looks a lot yellower here and with the gold. Oh, and here's one big difference. Okay, keep knocking those over. I'll move them out of the way. Okay, this particular one, when I added the yellow ink to the gold, it really got a nice, bright, rich gold color. So that was very effective. I really like that. Now, let me just show you quickly I made a little bit of thicker versions of these with the pearl clay, because this is what I was testing in the first place. And when it's in a thicker amount, it looks more pearlescent and less translucent. So you can use this in a lot of really cool ways. And I've done another video with the gold and silver liquid polymer clay, where I've used it in molds and stuff, and it's quite cool. So you can use these in lots of different ways. I've also got a video on comparing the different liquid or the translucent liquids, so you may want to check that one out as well. So I hope that was interesting for you, that you learned a lot. Go ahead and go out there and make all kinds of really cool tinted liquid polymer clays with your alcohol ink. And you can, as you can see, you can mix colors as well, so you don't even have to be limited to the number of alcohol inks that you have. So you are going to make a beautiful rainbow of lovely, lovely liquid colors. All right. So I hope you enjoyed that. And if you did, do let us know if you like this video. If you've got a suggestion for a product you'd like me to test, a book you'd like me to review, a technique that you don't know how to do, make sure to leave those in the comment section below. And don't forget to check out the rest of our videos. We have tons and tons of them that may have the answer for your polymer clay question. All right, we'll see you next time, and bye for now.